Thoughts, repetitive thoughts, distracting thoughts, destructive thoughts. How to break free.
More than 1,000 years ago, the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra described 3 techniques for meditating on 12 subtle energy centers. They are called chakras, virtual energy points, most of them within the body. Then, can chakra meditation work on mental tendencies? Here is a puzzling reality. Your mind may forget things, but your body remembers everything. And chakra meditation is built on this very premise. When we think about our thoughts, we usually assume they exist only in the mind. But modern research paints a more interesting picture. Long-term stress, emotions, and habitual patterns of thinking really influence the body. For example, chronic anxiety can affect sleep, digestion, immunity, and even your heart's health. Similarly, cultivating positive emotional states and mindfulness can enhance your overall well-being. Ancient yogis too knew this, but they adopted a very different path, not through laboratory experiments, but by observing their own experience through deep meditation. According to yogic wisdom, every thought, emotion, and reaction leaves behind a subtle impression called asamskara. Over time, these impressions shape our habits, our emotions, our perception of the world, and ultimately the way we live. The Buddha also spoke of observing these patterns directly. He taught that our reactions leave subtle conditioning and that freedom comes not by suppressing them, but by seeing them clearly until they lose their grip on us. Psychology also speaks of subconscious conditioning. Much of what we think, feel, and do happens automatically. So, naturally, the next question becomes, can these deeply rooted patterns be transformed? Yes, but how? Mindfulness suggests one path, tantric meditation suggests another. According to tantric teachings, carefully directed attention can gradually dissolve these accumulated impressions. The body is viewed not merely as flesh and bone, but as a living field of consciousness containing subtle centers of experience, the chakras. The word chakra literally means wheel, but chakras are not physical organs. Take them as subtler and subtler dimensions of your own experience. The body, vital energy, emotion, thought, intuition, awareness. The most followed chakra system contains 7 chakras, all within the body. The Vijnana Bhairava Tantra presents 12. The topmost one at Dwadashanta, a subtle point at 12 finger beads above the crown of the head. Now imagine climbing a mountain. As you climb, each viewpoint reveals a wider landscape than the last, right? The 12 chakras represent something similar, a gradual expansion of awareness. Let us briefly walk through that journey. The lower centers relate to survival, stability, creativity, and transformation. The middle centers govern our emotional life, compassion, communication, and self-expression. The higher centers are associated with intuition, expanded awareness, and finally, the direct recognition of pure consciousness. According to tantric wisdom, sustained attention on these centers gradually harmonizes the corresponding aspects of our inner life. Whether viewed spiritually or psychologically, the practice results in greater clarity, emotional balance, concentration, and inner stability. But here is something fascinating. The Vijnana Bhairava Tantra does not spend pages describing the chakras. Instead, it tells you exactly how to meditate on them. Shlokas 28, 29, and 30 describe 3 distinct ways of practicing chakra meditation. Each uses a different image. The first verse says, meditate on the subtle energy rising from the root like the rays of the morning sun, becoming subtler and subtler until it dissolves into Dwadashanta, where Bhairava is revealed. Notice the imagery: sunlight, gentle, steady, patient. In this method, allow your attention to move slowly upward from one chakra to the next. With every stage, your awareness becomes quieter, lighter, and subtler. The second verse changes the metaphor completely. Now the energy rises like a flash of lightning, instant, direct, powerful. Instead of lingering at each center, attention moves swiftly through every chakra until it reaches Dvadashanta. The third verse introduces sound. It says the 12 centers are to be pierced one after another using their associated sacred syllables. Different traditions associate these centers with different mantra systems. Some use seed mantras, others use vowel sounds. The important point is not the particular syllable. It is the quality of unwavering attention. In this method, you gently rest your awareness on each chakra while silently chanting its associated sound before moving to the next. If you are completely new to chakra meditation, start simply. Begin with the familiar seven-chakra system. Don't worry about visualizing brilliant colors or spinning wheels. Instead, quietly place your attention on each location. Notice whatever sensations are naturally present: warmth, pressure, pulsation, stillness, or perhaps nothing at all. That is perfectly fine. The practice is about awareness, not imagination. As your attention becomes steadier, moving from one center to another becomes natural. You remain deeply aware, focusing on one center at a time. As attention becomes less scattered, the mind gradually loses its restlessness. Old conditioning begins to soften. Awareness becomes clearer. Remember, the purpose of this meditation is not to chase mystical experiences, not to awaken extraordinary powers. Its purpose is to discover the silent awareness that is always present under every thought. In the end, the journey is not upward through space, it is inward through consciousness.